Do you know the importance of a good first impression? Experts say that we can size up a new acquaintance in under 2 minutes, and it has become apparent that websites are crucial customer entry points for businesses, but they have even less time to make a first impression. In fact, websites have under a second to establish a good first impression. Researchers have found that 38% of visitors will leave a website if they find the content or layout to be unattractive. The most effective websites are both visually appealing and easy to use. This requires a web, UX, and UI designer. Today we'll be talking about the differences between these three roles and how they can affect the building of your website. I'm Raid, here with Jotform. Let's get started. The visual appeal and usability of a website are the most important aspects of website creation. The people bringing your websites to life are known as web designers. As the need for websites has increased, the web designer role has become far more intricate. There are now two primary types of web designers. There's UX designers, which stands for user experience, and UI designers, which stands for user interface. Let's take a look at all of these types of designers and how the skills needed for these roles fit into the scope of web design. A web designer focuses on the front end of the website. This is the part that visitors can see and interact with. This covers things like photos, graphics, colors, as well as the layout of the page. They also have to consider how one page flows to another. The job of a web designer is different from a web developer. A web developer takes the web designer's work and brings it to life using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Web developers are in charge of the technical aspects that affect a website, like setting up databases and servers. Most web designers have started their careers as graphic designers and later evolved into working as web designers. Web designers have actually become an umbrella term to cover other areas of specialization within web design, including UX and UI design. Larger companies like Apple or Facebook will post job advertisements specifically for web designers within a certain area of specialization. For smaller companies, it's rare for them to hire solely a UX or UI designer. For these businesses, they may hire a general web designer and expect them to understand both user experience and user interface. Let's look at the roles and responsibilities for a web designer. Web designers are expected to bring their creative concepts to life via digital experiences. They lead and support design initiatives while working collaboratively to help facilitate designs. They also need to collaborate creatively and turn marketing objectives into visual solutions. Web designers need to manage and work well with clients and be able to visually break down complex concepts into easy to understand graphics and illustrations. As for a web designer's education and skills, they are expected to have at least an associate's degree in web design, computer science, business, graphic design, and/or visual arts. A bachelor's degree is preferred. They should have proficiency with the Adobe Creative Suite, as well as HTML and Microsoft Office. Web designers should also have a strong knowledge of UI design, website layout, and UX design, as well as good communication skills. As for income, it varies depending on education, experience, and geography. The median income for web designers is currently $64,784. Now, what about UX designers? As we said before, UX stands for user experience. UX designers are focused on creating a website that is both effective and easy to use. They need to be able to investigate and understand what users want and need out of their website. Then they need to be able to create a web experience that delivers these elements seamlessly. UX designers must plan out the steps that a website visitor will take when completing certain tasks, as well as organizing the information across the website. UX designers also need to build prototypes that UI designers can use to enliven the experience with aesthetic flourishes. The UX designers has many roles and responsibilities. For starters, they have to brainstorm, sketch, prototype, and collaborate with research and product teams when designing solutions for identified problem areas. They also need to design prototypes for web and mobile apps. It's important that they collaborate with front-end developers on solutions for usability challenges, as well as translate business and user requirements into meaningful interactive experiences. UX designers have to develop detailed schematics, sitemaps, and wireframes for any highly interactive interfaces across multiple platforms. They need to participate in immersive user research and continually refine the design according to user feedback. As for the UX designer's education and skills, they'll need an associate's or bachelor's degree in a related field, including computer science, visual design, web programming, information architecture, communications, psychology, and anthropology. They need to have knowledge of web and mobile apps and design patterns, as well as knowledge of applicable software like Figma, Sketch, and Adobe XD. Experience with HTML and CSS, along with exposure to JavaScript, is crucial. They'll need to have good communication and collaboration skills, as well as strong problem-solving skills. UX designers need to be able to prototype and wireframe sites or apps, as well as pitch and present these ideas. The average salary for a UX designer is $97,938. And finally, we have UI designers. A UI web designer takes the structure that the UX designer creates and it fleshes it out using visual elements, including color, typography, graphics, and other interactive features. UI designers need to make every design detail of a website as aesthetically appealing as possible. They will do things like choose the shape of a button, the amount of space between different parts of a web page, and the type of font for a heading. They need to be able to do all of these things while keeping everything on the website balanced, unified, and on brand. UI designers have several important roles and responsibilities. For starters, they need to take the needs and structure of a product or app from UX designers and create an aesthetically attractive platform. They need to design engaging UI interfaces for websites of all types of complexity. They should also be able to provide informed recommendations for marketing strategy, design, and layout. UI designers need to be able to build simple prototypes for user testing of interface elements and concept. They also have to create visual and brand consistencies throughout a company's digital sphere and stay up to date with the competition and market trends. As for education and skills, a UI designer should have an associate or bachelor's degree in graphic design, web design, or another related field. Knowledge of the Adobe Suite and Microsoft Office is important to the role. It's good to have experience designing e-commerce sites, as well as a strong understanding of the best practices in responsive layout. They need to have a critical design taste when it comes to layout, typography, and photography. They should have an awareness of the current trends in the web and user interface design. And finally, strong visual and problem-solving skills, along with an eye for aesthetics, is extremely important to the role. The average salary for a UI designer is $83,339. Okay, let's review. UX and UI designers both belong under the umbrella of web designers. A web designer is focused on the front end of a website, which encompasses everything that a person can see and interact with. UX web designers focus on the user experience. They ensure that the website is both effective and easy to use. UI web designers are focused on creating an aesthetically pleasing website. They have to look at things like color, typography, and graphics. All of these roles come with various responsibilities. The need for web designers is growing more and more every day, and having a good understanding of all these design categories can help you to better position yourself within this rewarding career. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Raid here with Jotform. Have a good one, everybody.